Θα ήθελα να καλωσορίσω τον πρώτο μας καλεσμένο, τον κύριο Kaveh. On behalf of ICF Greece, I would like to welcome Mr. Kaveh. Kaveh, we're honored to have you with us today in Coachathon 2020. Thank you for the time, energy, and knowledge you will share with us. Please allow me to introduce you to our audience. Kaveh is professionally certified executive coach and actively participates in ICF. Currently holds the position of Global Professional Coaches Director, while has been ICF UK Director and has significant experience in ICF communities. He has made graduate and postgraduate studies in computer science, human-computer interaction, applied positive psychology, coaching psychology, and business administration. Having this amazing background and solid personal professional experience in senior positions with international organizations, Kaveh has been coaching senior leaders, executives, and managers across Europe, US, and Middle East for the last 12 years. Thank you for being with us today. We are looking forward to listen to you.
Thank you very much for your generous and kind introduction. If I may, I just share my screen and I want you to help me to make sure I am sharing the correct screen. So here we go. Do you see my slides now? Great. Fabulous. Okay, great. So in coaching, we like to stay in present and future so we can explore the potential possibilities. With your permission, I like to pause this rule temporarily. And what I like to do is I like to invite you to travel back in time, let's say November 14th, 2019. Imagine you go to your favorite news site, you turn your favorite news TV channel, and you are reading, hearing that for month after month, we would not be able to freely move around our town, villages, cities, and across countries. There will be no physical boundaries preventing you, but you'll stop shaking hands, kissing, cuddling the loved ones that do not live with you under the same roof, and probably not even see them face to face for days, weeks, and months. Instead, you'll be greeting each other with a totally new form of using your elbows and feet. Imagine in November 2019, they would have told us that millions of people are affected by this invisible enemy. And sadly, some would even lose their lives. And there will be a war, but not for oil, gold, and other natural resources, but for collecting toilet rolls in some countries. If someone had said this to me a year ago, I probably would have laughed, assuming they're either joking or maybe even cry and feeling sorry for the person with such a bleak image of the future. We all know and agree that this was not far from what actually happened and what we all experienced and felt during last year. But then again, imagine if someone would have said to us that in the darkest, most challenging and saddest days of our life in crisis, we get together, work together, and collaborate in such a way that we could have never imagined. Like me, I'm sure you may have watched with wonder the videos circulating on social media of Italian and other Europeans singing from windows of their apartments while under lockdown against COVID-19. We evidence rapid mobilization of vast number of volunteers and community groups which have sprung up almost overnight to support the health services and provide mutual aid to vulnerable members of our society. In her remarkable book, The Unthinkable: Who Survives When the Disaster Strikes and Why, Amanda Ripley finds that people really panic in disasters. And the reason, she suggests, is that it is simply not useful survival technique. She says in her book, I quote, "We probably could have not evolved to this point by doing it very often." You see, panic is not helpful reaction in crisis. Instead, humans seems to wire together to help ourselves and those close to us. What COVID-19 crisis is teaching us is that groups and organizations can achieve amazing things, which in normal, I quote, time would take months or years to plan and execute. We can accomplish these things now because the crisis allows us, rather than making decisions and execute based on hindsight and insight, we plan and execute based on foresight. You see, in the situation similar to COVID-19, we no longer deal with complicated and straightforward simple problems. Challenges are more complex, are more chaotic. In the world of complex and chaotic, like post-COVID-19, thinking back in time to plan for the present is not as effective. And we all know why. Because the new norm is now very different from the previous norm in the history. In the world of complex and chaotic, like the one we are in now, what we face is so different to what we used to see that the old paradigm of managing and leading might not be as effective. In the world of complexity and chaos, as well as state of awareness of insight and hindsight, we want our leaders to use foresight. You see, in foresight, our managers and leaders use horizon and foresees an opportunity situation where they can employ the collection of hindsight and insight. As coaches, we've learned and practiced to support our clients to dream about possibilities, break the frame of references, challenge the meaning-making processes, then be with them, with our coaches, so that they can find courage and confidence to discover obstacles and take the first achievable step using all resources available. COVID-19 proved to us that the rate of change is getting even faster, and we require a new paradigm for dealing with unknown future and the new norm. My colleagues, coaching will play a fundamental instrument in supporting our leaders to become ready for dealing with complex and chaotic future. More than ever, we as coaches have a role and duty to play helping our future leaders. ICF Global Coaching Study 2020 shows growth in coaching industry. The ICF Global Coaching Study trend means that in the future, coaching will have a more decisive role to play next to other interventions such as training, consulting, mentoring, and counseling, helping our HR colleagues developing their employees. It has been a busy year for ICF, and despite of all the chaotic and complex world that we have been in, ICF has had relatively good success. ICF released a new set of coaching competencies for one-to-one coaching. We together, you and I and all the other ICF chapters, we worked together and released the most comprehensive research team coaching competencies, which I'm extremely proud of. We are working hard to have standards and competencies, not only for coaches, but also for managers and leaders using coaching within organizations. And last but not least, there is a very dedicated team working on developing supervision further. So I'm sure you all agree it's been a great achievement, even in COVID year for ICF. My colleagues, we have now over 38,000 coaches in over 80 countries and territories, with over 146 chapters worldwide. It's quite interesting. It was very interesting for me, and I'm sure it is for you as well. During COVID, we had the most significant number of members joining the ICF, which proves the initial quote that during the crisis, we like to get together, we like to be part of the community. Many things makes me proud of ICF. What makes me the proudest is not the developmental initiatives that we do globally and locally through hundreds of webinars offered to coaches and HR colleagues. No, it is not the gold standard of credentialing that makes our coaches to be recognized anywhere in the world in all international organizations. What makes me the proudest is our communities. We are, if not the biggest in the world, in my opinion, amongst the top global non-profit membership volunteer organization in the whole world. All our members, our colleagues, you are offering valuable times with one passion of making coaching part of thriving society, and every ICF member representing the highest quality of professional coaching. Our mission is to lead the global advancement of coaching profession. And believe me, we are executing this mission faster than ever in our 25 years of history, in particular, now that we know what happens post-COVID. We as humans are excellent in focusing on threats and adverse events, but maybe not as good to see achievements, success, hope, and optimism. So let's pause. Let's pause and reflect on all you have achieved during last year. On behalf of ICF, I would like to show my appreciation to every one of you volunteer leaders leading this journey by representing the highest quality in professional coaching. The quote on the ICF Greece website by your countryman, of course, summarizes coaching, in my humble opinion, better than most definitions in research papers. I cannot teach anybody anything, I can only make them think. And you know, I could not resist myself. To be speaking with you guys and not to mention my favorite life quote. The quote that probably influenced me quite a bit when I started my coaching journey years back. The unexamined life is not worth living. And in my humble opinion, this is what we are doing as coaches. We are helping our future leaders to examine their life, examine the frame of references, examine their meaning-making systems, the beliefs, the assumptions, accept and become aware of their subconscious biases. And it's amazing that this quote was mentioned years back before many people even thought about coaching. You have no idea how proud I am to be here talking with you. And from bottom of my heart, I like first to congratulate the Greece ICF chapter and its leadership team and the president for organizing the event and providing this platform for us to come together. I'm sure you know, nothing would have made me happier than to have an opportunity to be there in person with you and to spend time to find out about your journeys, stories, and to celebrate your success. I know it is not possible to meet face to face now, but I'm very hopeful and very optimistic that in very close future, we will have opportunities to see each other, but not through our screens, but in person. Until then, I wish you all huge success and please be safe.
Kaveh, thank you very much. It was a pleasure to have you with us. And very, very soon we will cooperate again and to meet in person. Yes. Thank you very much.